Welcome to your mini Rise and Shine session. It's a 20-minute one today. And in this one, we're taking some gentle and intelligent movement, waking up the body a little, checking in with how you're feeling in your heart, in your body, in your mind, and then building some vibrancy into your system, working towards a Warrior One flow. Enjoy. We're going to start lying down. So coming onto your back. And let's just have the feet as wide as your mat now and drop your knees into the middle, taking constructive rest pose. Let your arms rest by the side of the body, the palms facing upwards. And just take a moment to let yourself arrive here. Let yourself really land for this short morning practice. Pressing the pause button on any distracting thoughts, concerns, or to-do lists. Letting absolutely everything just sit by the side of the mat now. And giving yourself this time to be completely present for your practice. Right here and right now. And just meandering through your body now and being attentive to where you notice tension or tightness or fatigue. Notice too where you might be feeling spacious and strong and vibrant in your body this morning. Just acknowledging that opposites are always present in your body. Welcoming everything about how you are physically, just as it is right now. And becoming aware of your breathing now. Tuning into those soft, expansive inhalations. Tuning into your exhales as there is that gentle engagement through the midline of the body when the breath is leaving you. And being present in the little pauses in between, at the top of the inhale, at the end of the exhale. Allowing the breathing to be smooth and consistent. Allowing you to touch base with your inner resource of sattva, of equilibrium, through the body, the mind, and the spirit. And setting an intention for our practice now to be kind, to be intelligent, to be curious as you move, welcoming the information you get from your body as it is, wrapping yourself up in kindness. And then when you're ready, let's bring the feet to the center of the mat. We're going to lift the right foot off the mat and we're going to do some circles from the hip now. So these might be really tiny, they might be broader. You might choose to bring your knee right up into your chest, or you might keep your knee further away. See what your body wants to do here. And let the left side of your pelvis be really quiet and still, tuning in completely to the right side. And then let's go in the opposite direction, just noticing what might be different when you change directions. Maybe the movement's a little more clunky, or maybe it's a bit smoother, or maybe it's exactly the same. And then return your right foot back to the mat again. We'll do the same on the other side, so lifting your left foot up into the air, circles from the left hip this time. Let your body decide what size and shape you're making these circles, and letting the right side of the pelvis be very quiet and still. And then going the other way, paying attention to what might feel a little bit different when you move in the other direction. Or maybe it's just the same. And then keeping that movement going in the left leg, let's lift the right foot off the floor and let your right leg join in too. So now we're making circles with the whole pelvis. Tiny or broader, knees into the chest or knees further away. See what your body is directing you to do. And then going the other way as well. That lovely massaging sensation through the pelvis, the middle and lower back. And then return to center again. Let's outstretch the arms now. We're going to drop the knees over to the right side. You might gaze to the ceiling. You might direct your gaze to the left, lengthening out to the ends of the fingers, opening up a little more space to breathe through the left side of the rib cage. And at every exhale, sensing the hip points coming together, the bottom ribs coming together as the breath leaves you. Expansive and soft as you breathe in again. Return to center again when you're ready. And then let's drop our knees to the left side this time. Again, we lengthen out to the ends of the fingertips, directing your gaze to the ceiling or perhaps to the right. Find a little more space to breathe in deeply into the right side of the rib cage. And be present in that engagement through the midline as you're letting the breath go. And present in the pauses in between. Return back to center again now. Let's gather up the right leg and we're going to start to lengthen out through the left leg. Taking that leg quite straight, but if you do notice that there's any tingling or grabbing or any weirdness at all through the left side, please keep your left leg bent instead. And let's take a moment to create a neutral spine position, finding a little bit of space between the lower back and the floor. And then working with your exhale, we're going to guide the right thigh in towards the chest as we lengthen out through the left side of the body. Imagine that you can breathe all the way down to the toes of your left foot and all the way up to the top of the shoulder, filling the left side of the body with a sense of length and spaciousness as you're breathing in, releasing through the deep front line, bringing your attention to the big toe of your left foot and then through the inner ankle, to the inner calf, through the inner thigh, to the hip joint. And then following the psoas up to the sternum as we release through the deep front line. Take one more breath in here. And then when you exhale, let's curl up. Imagine drawing the pubic bone to the navel. Lower down as you breathe in again. Curling up on your exhale. Lowering as you're breathing in. Continuing with this, follow your breath. You might close your eyes as you move to help us move more from the lower abdominals rather than leading into this with the head and the neck. The head really follows the torso into the movement. And when your head comes back down to the mat next time, let's meet there. And we'll bend the left leg again. Take your left hand to the middle of your left thigh, your right hand over your right knee. We're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest as we press into the left thigh. And we're pressing down now with the middle and the lower back, pressing into the mat, releasing tension through that area and across the crests of the pelvis as we press down into the earth. And when you're breathing in, perhaps you can imagine breathing directly into the pelvis. Breathing in softness and expansion, breathing out tension. Come back to center again, releasing your right foot. We'll just do a little windscreen wiper action with the knees side to side to reset. And then come back to center again. Let's gather up the left leg this time, bringing this in towards the chest, and we'll lengthen out through the right side. But if you do notice any unpleasant sensations through the right side, please keep your knee bent on that side instead. Find your neutral spine position again, a little space between the lower back and the floor. And then let's come back to the breathing, guiding your left thigh in towards the chest as you're breathing out. And then when you're breathing in, imagine breathing all the way down to the toes of your right foot, filling the right side of the body with spaciousness and length. Releasing through the deep front line on the right side. Your attention to the big toe of the right foot, and then up through the inner ankle, up the inner calf and inner thigh to the hip joint, and then following the psoas up to the sternum now. Take one more breath in here. And then when you exhale, curl up. Again, imagine drawing the pubic bone to the navel. Lower down as you breathe out. Curling up again, breathing out rather, and lowering as you breathe in. Continuing at your own pace. And again, you might choose to close your eyes to let the movement into the position really be generated from the lower abdominals. And then the next time your head comes back down to the mat, we'll meet there. And we'll bend the right leg again, resting your right hand in the middle of your right thigh, left hand over the left knee. We're going to press into the right thigh and draw the left knee in towards the chest. Pressing down now with the middle and lower back, releasing tension across the crest of the pelvis, through the lower back, through the middle back, pressing down, breathing tension out. And imagine breathing right into this area, even imagining a valve at the lumbar spine. And the breath could enter directly into this area, expansive and soft. And then when you're ready, release that left foot to the mat again, a little windscreen wiper action again with your knees to reset. And then let's roll over to the side and come up on all fours, and we'll set up in cat pose now. Shoulders over the hands, belly drawn in. We lengthen out from the crown to the tailbone. Let's breathe in here. And then on exhale, move to cow pose, tucking the chin and tailbone under. Return to cat as you're breathing in again, lifting your gaze. And then moving on to child's pose as you exhale. Let all your breath go. Return to cat again, breathing in. Moving to cow as you breathe out. Return to cat, lifting your gaze this time. And then moving on to child's pose as you breathe out. Come back to cat again, breathing in. And from here, let's tuck our toes under and lift to downward dog, having a little play, a little walk out there, easing your way into the shape. And then finding your symmetry here. So let's soften into the elbows, having a little bit of a bend in the elbows and a little bit of a bend in the knees as well, and your heels off the mat initially. Let's bring the neck in line with the rest of the spine, broadening through the collarbones. And imagine a sling dropping from the ceiling, supporting you under the hips now, allowing the hips to be brought just a little bit higher by this imaginary sling. And still keeping softness in your knees, you might start to lower your heels a little bit towards the earth, getting some more engagement through the back of your legs. And then when you're ready, walk your feet towards your hands, coming into a forward fold. Let's take a half lift when you breathe in next. Find a long spine there. Exhale and fold, letting all your breath go. Take the hands to the hips, draw the elbow tips back, lead with the heart and come all the way to standing, raising your arms high. As you exhale, let's take a twist to the left, opening the arms wide. Raise your arms up again, breathing in. And then taking a twist to the right. Raise your arms up again, breathing in. And then bring your hands to the heart now. And we're going to step the right foot back, sitting up in our warrior one shape. Take a moment to find your steadiness in your stance. And then let's breathe in and open the arms wide, warrior one. Exhale and bring the hands into the heart. Opening up again to warrior one, sending your arms wide. And hands back to Anjali at the heart as you breathe out. In our warrior one this time, let's hold in the shape. Taking a moment to fire up your right leg so that it's holding you as evenly as your left. Let's find a little bit more space between every disc and vertebra right to the top of the neck. And then notice, are your hands out of your peripheral vision right now? If they are, let's bring the fingers forward just a little until you can just see them in the edges of your vision. And then breathe in and open the chest a little more. Raise your arms high now, breathing in. And then fold forward. Let your hands come inside your thigh or knee or shin of the left leg. Open up to Trikonasana now, raising your right arm up into the air, breathing in. And then float the arm down as you breathe out. Sending it high again, breathing in. And floating it down as you breathe out. In this third round, let's hold in Trikonasana. You might choose to bend your elevated arm and bring it behind the body. You might play with where you're directing your gaze to find a sweeter spot for your neck. Raise your arm again. Float the hand down to meet the other. Walk your hands down your left leg to the mat and step your feet together now. Take a half lift when you breathe in again, and then fold as you exhale. Take the hands to the hips, draw the elbow tips back, lead with the heart, come up to standing, raising your arms high, Anjali over the crown. And then bring the hands to the heart as we step the left foot back now, arriving in our warrior one shape on this side. So again, just finding your steadiness here, hips and heart directed forward. Inhale, open to warrior one, arms wide. Exhale, bringing your hands into your heart. Opening up again, warrior one. And hands into the heart as you exhale. In our third round, let's hold in our warrior one. And again, let's fire up the back legs so that there is even presence in both your legs, supporting you in this pose. Find some more space throughout your spine. And again, notice, are your hands out of the edges of your vision? If they are, let's bring the hands forward just to find a little more space across the shoulders without overtaxing the shoulders here. Breathe in and open the chest up. And then when you breathe in again, raise your arms high. And we'll fold forward now. Let your hands come inside your right thigh or knee or shin. Opening to Trikonasana on this side, raising your left arm up. Float it down as you breathe out. Send your arm high again, breathing in. Floating it down as you breathe out. And then our third round, we'll hold in Trikonasana. Again, you might choose to bend your arm if you want to, bringing it behind the body, coaxing that shoulder back, maybe changing where you're directing your gaze. Find a little bit more sweetness for your neck and your shoulder, however you need to create the shape to support yourself today. Send your arm high again, and then float the hand down to meet the other. Open your arms wide to warrior one again, holding here for a moment as we welcome the day ahead and everything that it will bring, just as it is. Step your feet together now, hands to heart. Taking a moment to let that land, meandering through your body again. Noticing where there might be a sense of gripping or holding, softening there. Floating your crown over the heart over the tailbone over the earth. And really sense into your feet, holding you where you stand. Witness yourself in this breath, in this moment, setting intention for the day ahead, to stay curious, to stay kind, to be measured and intelligent in how you treat yourself today and how you treat everybody that you encounter in this day ahead. We'll close our session by chanting the sound of Om together. We'll open the arms wide as we breathe in and bring the hands to heart as we chant. Thank you for practicing with me this morning, yogis. Have a beautiful day ahead. Namaste.